Welcome to the Big Four Accounting Firms podcast, brought to you by big4accountingfirms.com and the Big Four Accounting Firms YouTube channel. In today's podcast, we're going to be discussing a Deloitte employee that was fired. A TikToker named Claira Janover was fired from her job at Deloitte for threatening violence against, I guess you would call it, Trump supporters, even though in her video she said anybody that says all lives matter. And Claira Janover reportedly worked in Connecticut, and she worked for Deloitte. And she previously graduated from Harvard, which is what most of the articles that are written about her, that's what they say, and those are the headlines. And the reason she lost her job is because she was threatening to stab people that say all lives matter. It's pretty crazy to say something like that in general, that you're just going to stab somebody, but to say that while you're an employee of a large corporation is even more ridiculous. And after she was fired, she stated that she was sad to lose a job that she worked really hard to get. And she blames Trump supporters for her losing her job. She said that her future is compromised because Trump supporters are trying to ruin her life. She said she worked really hard for her job, but it seems like she's been working a lot harder on her TikTok because she has plenty of followers on TikTok. And so I don't think people should feel sorry for her, but we'll get to that in a moment. I think the main thing I wanted to discuss here is that this should be a lesson to Big Four accountants out there. It's been known for a long time that employers check your social media. And usually this comes up before interviews. People tell you to cleanse your social media or make sure everything's good on there because future employers are going to check your social media and make sure that you're professional and that you're able to represent them as a firm, because a lot of the things that employees do can reflect on a firm. And this is especially true at the Big Four accounting firms because you actually go represent the firm in front of clients. You go to client sites for the most part and you represent the firm in front of clients as yourself, but also as the firm. And it is true that there's freedom of speech in the United States, but now is a pretty tumultuous time, and corporations are trying to navigate these times very carefully. Right now, you can be canceled for just about anything or a lot of stuff. So if right now you're choosing to use your social media platform to say anything controversial, then your employer might choose to distance themselves from you, and they might do so by firing you. And the Big Four accounting firms and other corporations typically have language like this in your contract when you sign it, in your employment contract. In the United States, especially, you're an at-will employee, and they could fire you for just about any reason. So you have to be careful. You can choose to have these opinions, but if you choose to voice them, then realize that you can be fired at a moment's notice because they're afraid that clients won't want to work with them or won't want to have you on a client because of the words you say. And if you work in the Big Four accounting firm and a client says they don't want to work with you as an employee, then you're not going to make the Big Four accounting firms any money. And so what's the point of having you as an employee? And also the Big Four accounting firms don't want really anybody's voice getting louder than theirs. And so that's another reason that you should be careful of your social media use if you choose to have a Big Four accounting firm career. And that's the other thing. If you want to pursue other things than Big Four accounting firms, then that's fine, but don't expect to keep your Big Four accounting firm job while you say crazy stuff on the internet. And I'm sure Claira will be fine. She'll find a way to support herself by taking advantage of various online platforms, or she can turn this moment into a consulting business and teaching people how to use their social media platforms more judiciously so you don't end up like her. There's a lot of places that she can go with this, and I'm sure she will. It seems like she was already going that way. She has tons of TikTok videos, so I'm sure she was already tending towards going that route. And in her video where she was crying about losing her job, she said that she is going to make an impact on the world despite Deloitte's decision to fire her. So it seems like she was ready for this anyway. And just to wrap things up, don't think that you can threaten violence on the internet and expect to have a job in a large accounting firm. There are too many clients that would not want this type of person on their account or to work with a person that uses violence as a solution. So just keep that in mind as you're posting things on social media. Right now, a lot of people feel inspired to put things on social media, which is fine, but don't think that you can be on the extremes one way or the other and use violence on your social media or speak about committing violence to others and expect to get a job or expect to keep your job. So that's the news for today. Make sure to subscribe to this podcast and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Big Four Accounting Firms. Thanks for listening.